everybody? So it is July 20th, 2023. It is 2:57 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Texas, for those of you been following the channel for a while. Nothing wrong. But a couple of things first. So before we talk about today's video, I mentioned this in my last video towards the end. So I had videos that I uploaded. People were asking me about my videos, and they were like, "What's going on? You're not uploading, blah blah blah." I was uploading. My dumbass didn't put, when I put the videos on there, I set them to fucking private on accident. Well, so they automatically upload as private, and I guess I forgot to change them over to public because I'm just this genius. So I forgot to do that, but I fixed it. So it looked like in one day I posted 4 videos. I didn't. I posted, there was 2 that were already there and then 2 the same day. So 4 came out all at the same time. Then I did another one the other day talking about my video being on Freight Skater's channel and stuff like that. So yeah, it's stupid. Anyways, today's video. So goals. Everyone always talks about goals. They talk about and you might have people ask you this. And I just had a notification. Tim Travels. If you guys haven't watched his video or any of his videos, they're really good. I think he said he was a lawyer, something like that. And I've seen some of the comments. Some people can be pretty shitty to that guy for some reason. But I really like him, and he commented on one of my videos, and we were actually just having a chat there in the comments. So hopefully no one takes that the wrong way, because I really like other people's opinions. I like to hear other people's side of it, and I'd like to hear their opinion of my opinion. I think when you talk about things, and especially when you say them out loud, I think it starts to make more sense, right? But I really liked him, Tim Travels, his channel. Like I said, the first video I think I ever watched, and I think it was by pure accident. I think I was just clicking on videos, and I came across his. It was talking about, I guess, a trainee called the cops on him or some shit. It was the craziest story. If you get a chance to watch it, go look through his channels. It's I don't know how far back it is, but it's funny, but at the same time, it's not funny. But it is great. And that's when I got hooked on his channel. And there's only like maybe 3 or 4 that I watch religiously. And he's one of them. Tim Travels, Freight Skater, Lyle from No Hippie. So there's only a couple that I watch religiously, just because I really like their personality. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyways, Tim, if you watch this one, I appreciate the comments, man. I really love your channel. Freight Skater, love his channel too. So, I'm, for the most part, I just kind of try to be real about everything, and I think at that time, the comments that we were just talking about there was, the 50,000 mile thing. He was saying, I guess he was thinking that I may not have researched Prime or something. And, but I did. And, I think it was like, there was a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know if they moved it to 50,000. And, even the recruiters didn't say anything about 50,000. They didn't tell me anything like that. They just told me like what seat I could be, that kind of thing. And just when you get here, we'll talk about blah, blah, blah. And when you get here, that's really what it came down to. So and it's okay. Like I said, it's not that I hate 50,000 miles. It's like, I'm just going to that's a make or break thing for people. I think it can sway people's opinion. But I wouldn't say that I absolutely hate it. I just think that there's what I'm getting at, and when I talk about it in my videos, what I get at is more or less, I think that there's a better process rather than just taking a blanket and covering everybody with it, right? I think there can be a better, more streamlined, a more thought out training process rather than just kind of throwing a blanket over the top of everybody and saying that'll work. I get it. They're trying to look out for their CSA scores and safety and all this other stuff. But I think they use the word safety for the guise of a lot of things, right? Like, we do this because of safety. We're adding cameras to your truck for safety. And we're, that it's just, I'm overhearing that, that's, I mean, even I think most companies do that. Well, we're doing this because it's safer or because of safety. It's all bullshit. Anyways, so today's video, we were talking about goals. I had a lot of people ask me, I said a lot of people ask me, but you hear a lot of people, they always ask you, why you came to this industry, what made you want to come do this or do that? Now, they ask me that, but I've been in this industry. Like, I've had my CDL for 10 years. I've driven different companies, different trucks, different styles of truck. I most recently, before I came to Prime, was a 48-foot flatbed, so I was doing all that. And even when I got here, everyone's like, "You're going reefer? Like, why don't you go flatbed?" But brother, you can't do flatbed forever. Let me tell you. If you think that you can, you can't. Now, are there people out there doing it? Sure. There are people out there doing it. There's older folks out there. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying at some point, whether it's sooner or later for you, at some point, it's going to catch up, right? It's going to catch up. And, I played high school football. I've played all kinds of sports. And my shoulders are not what they used to be. So when it comes to like throwing straps and tightening things down and all that shit, yeah, them days are, I don't want to say over, but I definitely have issues with my shoulder, and that's just from a previous injury. So that's why I decided not to do reefer, because if I did and just kept on, man, in a few short years, I'd probably be getting a shoulder replacement or something. I'm not saying it's so bad that I can't drive, or it's so bad that I can't do my job. Like right now, it feels fine. Like it feels amazing. No pain whatsoever. But it's not to say like it doesn't hurt every once in a while, So it's just a product of getting older, and that's about it. I'm only 36, so but I'm no spring chicken either, right? So it's just one of those things where it was just a personal decision for me. But during that time when you're like, getting set up, going through orientation, you might have somebody ask you like, what were your goals, or why did you decide to go from local to OTR? And honestly, the number one reason for me is my family, my immediate family. I don't mean like my extended family, like my mom and all of them. I'm talking about my wife, my daughter, my stepson, my oldest son, who's 13, 14, going on 14 now. I'm really doing it for them. There's things that we have goals, we have things we want to do. There's things we want to see. And right now, locally, at least in my area, which you would think is, crazy, but in Central Texas, at least in my area, there isn't a crazy amount of CDL jobs, and the ones that are, you need OTR training for. So, or at least they want it is. I could have driven 48-foot flatbeds in my local lumber yard. I could have done that for 10 years. That they still wouldn't take me. It has to be OTR, like over the road. So, lo and behold, okay, fine. And I was okay with it because the last company I was, if I was lucky, I was making $400 a fucking week. So, hey, whatever. If I have to do this for a little while, that's okay. I don't plan on doing it forever. So it's okay. I mean, but that was one of my goals, right? So, I want to make more money. I want to buy a house, possibly buy land with that house. I want to take my wife, to different places. I know that we talk about going to different places. Like we've got trips scheduled for next year. I think we want to go to Paris. We're going with my older sister. And I don't think it's next year, but I think the year after that, we're talking about possibly going to Tokyo in Japan. So, and that was just with me and her. But that's just a small like glimpse into the goals that we have, we set for ourselves, and it really just comes down to money, really. Like I said, we wanted to buy the house. So, that's another big goal for us that we want to do. We want to pay our car off, and you can't do any of these things if you don't have money. Well, like I said, just a minute ago, there really isn't that great of local jobs. If I did 3 years of OTR and then I go to this local job, say, okay, for example, a construction company around here, and they say, oh, we got a Class B, you can drive this dump truck, but they're not going to pay me $30 an hour because I drove OTR. They're going to look at me and like, oh, well, it's a Class B and it's a dump truck, so here's 18, probably the most on the high end. Like if I was really lucky, probably $25 an hour. And I was already making 24 at where I came from. So I could probably end up going back to where I came from and make a little bit more, but I would need more hours, right? So, and everyone's got different goals that, everyone's got different reasons as to why they went OTR. I know that I've watched videos. There was one guy, I don't remember what his channel was. I can see his face and everything. Anyways, I guess he has a company or a couple of companies back home. And to get them off the ground, he decided to drive OTR, and to get that income, to help drive his companies back home. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea or a bad idea. My first thought would be, oh, that's a good idea. Like if you're trying to get your company off the ground, instead of having to go get some small business loan or whatever it is he's trying to do, you can stack some money. He was a young, single guy. I don't think he has any kids, nothing like that. So he's able to just stay out for as long as he wants, when he wants, and he can stack his money and use that to do whatever it is he's trying to do. That's also another goal of mine. I'd like to start my own company, and I would rather be my own boss. And I know people were like, "Oh, well, you can do that in trucking." Kind of, but it's kind of like I'd rather be near my family when I did that. So I'd like to start a company or something that's here at home. And to me, that would be ideal. So like I said, everyone's got different reasons as to why they do this. I've heard them all, I think. I think they mostly center around one of two things. It's either money or money and family. It's usually those two. Because you talk to somebody like, oh, I'm just here to get the money, and then you go to somebody else and like, well, it's my family, and I'm doing this for my family so we can make more money, or it's usually some combination of those two. Now, is there other reasons why people do that? Sure. I mean, I've talked to a few people where they don't have a home, they don't own a house, they don't own any kind of car or anything like that. Their house is their truck, like that's where they live, and so they don't have a mortgage, they don't have a rent payment, they don't have a car payment, they don't have an electric bill, a water bill, nothing like that. So whatever your reasons are, you don't have to tell anybody. I've never really told anybody. People have asked, of course, and it's not like a fucking secret or anything. I just don't feel like I don't have to go that far in depth. But you write it down, keep it in a little notepad or whatever, and put it somewhere where you can see it. Or if you have pictures of your family, or if you're a single guy or girl, and maybe you're just out here to do it on your own, man, put a picture of that Ferrari up or whatever, your Harley or whatever it is you're trying to get. My point is, when you come out in here to do this, don't think that you're the only one out here with some kind of agenda. You're the only one out here with some type of goal. Everyone you see at a truck stop, think if you just look at them, and every single truck, every single person you see, they have some kind of goal, even if it's whether it's they want a new car, or if they want this, or if they want, maybe they're doing this so they can go back home. Maybe they don't live in this country, all their families in a different country, or maybe is they want to buy a house or, a car or whatever it might be, whatever their goal might be. If you look at everybody, everyone's got a different type of goal. And even if they say, well, maybe they don't have one right away, I bet if you gave them 5 minutes to think about it, they could probably come up with a couple things. And so that's how I try to look at it. That's when I talk to people or meet people, that's how I look at them. Or I at least try to think about it like, maybe this guy comes off this way or that way, but he's got goals just like I do, he's got a family like I do. So, it's always something to keep in the back of your mind when you meet and talk to people. I think that if you come out here to do this, and you go OTR, I think it helps to have that goal. I think it makes things a lot easier because you have a path, right? And you'll come across people that don't have that. They're just like, well, I'm just kind of out here, and you can kind of tell they're kind of like beat down and maybe they're tired and blah blah blah. But I always try to keep an upbeat. I try to stay upbeat, or I try to keep a high energy. Just because I don't want my attitude to bring somebody else's down. So I always try to help out where I can help out, or if my trainer's having an issue or something with maybe his family or his significant other, I talk to him about it, and I try to tell him, this and this, or, just to keep his spirits up. I know how it is, because when you feel like you can't do anything when you're out here. It's not like you can like, oh, babe, let's go back and, maybe let's go out to dinner tomorrow. You can't do that, so, it's literally everything's done over FaceTime and a text message, and everyone knows how things get misconstrued over a text message. I think everyone's probably dealt with that at some point or another. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's important to have goals. I think your goals drive you. I think they give you a path. So when you are out here and you're, you know, driving or whatever, think about like where is it you want to go. I think it's important to know where you've been in order to know where you've gone. I know that sounds generic, and I think MRTERR from Cars had said that, you know, because I think I can do it. I know where I'm going because I know where I've been or some shit. But it is true, you know, especially if you have a goal. It is important to know where you've been to know where you want to go. Um, I think that I think people forget that, especially, you know, people that have, I say, easier jobs, but jobs that are closer to family. I think if you get off of work and you go see your family every day, I think you forget sometimes. So when you come out here on the road, I think, I mean, you're going to have a lot of time to think and be by yourself and that kind of thing. But if you constantly remember those goals and where you want to go, I think it makes the journey a lot easier. So yeah, I mean, tell me what some of your goals are. You know, tell me in the comments. I love hearing from other people. I love hearing you guys' opinions and what you guys think. But tell me in the comments what some of your goals were, or what they are, while you're over the road, or if you're planning on going over the road with Prime. You know, what is it that you hope to accomplish? You know, is it just to get experience? Is it to you plan on wanting to buy a house? You want to buy that new Harley that just came out? Or is it, you know, something completely different that I haven't named? So yeah, tell me about it. It is what now, 3:15. So I don't know if I'll get another video in today. Because I think by the time, well, my trainer should be getting to Troy. Well, Troy is where the Loves is, where he picks me up. But he should be getting there either soon or he's already there. I'm not sure. But it'll be once my wife gets off of work, and we're gonna head that way, and I'll be jumping on the truck. So the next video will probably come from the road. Whenever we get to where we're going, I'm pretty sure we're delivering in Loveland, Colorado. So, you know, I don't know if we'll have another load after. Well, I'm sure we will, but I don't know if it's gonna be immediately after. So if I end up at a truck stop or whatever, and I'm not too crazy tired, I'll bust out the phone and we will make a video, and I'll let you know how that went. So 5,100 miles left, guys. 5,100 miles left, and then I'm able to go into a terminal to get upgraded. So hopefully that happens soon. I'm really not a huge fan of some of these guys saying, I know Freight was saying that I was the same way and blah blah blah, but sometimes, you know, you got to wait, and I understand that, you know, but I've heard some horror stories like guys waiting up to 10,000-15,000 miles to, you know, finally get upgraded or whatever, and that's what I really am trying to avoid. So but anyways, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. I appreciate all the love and support. If you've got any questions or comments, man, leave them down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.